everyone. Welcome to Tuesdays with Trailblazer, brought to you by TechEdge AI, the video podcast where we bring you the latest trends and insights in AI and technology. I'm your host, Bhakti, and today we will talk about CYPHER Learning. CYPHER Learning offers solutions for both academia and businesses, focusing on human-centric and AI-powered experiences. The company is committed to continuously improving learning experience and has emerged as a leader in AI in education and training, gaining recognitions from industry experts globally. And to share his journey, we have a special guest, founder and CEO himself, Graham Glass, who's passionate about leveraging better experience design in digital platforms that delight learners and make organizations more effective. So without further ado, let's welcome Graham Glass. Hello, Graham. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Welcome from California.
Okay, great. So without further ado, let's jump right to the questionnaire. Let's start by diving into your professional journey. I happened to glance your LinkedIn profile and wow, you started number of businesses, including the Mind Electric, Object Space, Object Lesson. So you get an idea to real business as soon as you have one. So can you walk us through the journey from the inception to launch of CYPHER Learning? What kind of interesting things have you picked up along the way?
Yeah, it was an interesting journey because I had sold my previous company, the Mind Electric, which had nothing to do with education at all. So it was an enterprise integration company, but doing really high-tech stuff. And I always loved education. I had taught at the University of Texas, Dallas. I had started and run a training company. So I wanted to do a company that was at the intersection of two of the things that I'm really passionate about. One of them was education, and the second thing was technology. In the very early days, I took a look at the landscape and looked at what learning platforms were out there in the K through 20 space and what platforms were out there in the business space. And I didn't think any of them were very inspired. So I thought, I'm pretty sure that we could do a better job of creating a cloud-hosted learning platform. And even in those days, I really wanted to use AI in it. But the trouble was, back in those days, that's about 14 years ago, there was no AI like ChatGPT around. It was quite primitive. But regardless of that, I started the company, and I started it in my kitchen in San Francisco. So there was just me. But I had sold my last company, so I had some money in my bank, and I decided I'm going to bootstrap this company from ground zero. And then I gradually started hiring people from around the world. From my first employee, I think it was from South Africa, Alabama, and Romania. And before you knew it, we actually had a really nice team. The company was very profitable, and we were being used by businesses and universities in 20 different countries. So you fast forward to where we are now. We raised some growth capital about 2.5 years ago. We beefed up our executive team. And the big thing that obviously is the reason I'm here is because about 1.5 years ago, out came ChatGPT, which revolutionized what was possible with AI. So within a week, we had our AI strategy figured out. And within 6 months, we'd released the CYPHER Copilot, not to be confused with Microsoft Copilot, which to the best of our knowledge is the best course creation system in the world based on AI. And we're only just getting started with AI. We'll talk more about it today. But that's kind of like that's the journey so far.
Oh, that's interesting. Like, Graham, you were like a one-man equivalent to an entire army. So, and throughout your journey, you must have worn many hats, especially while you were a CTO. Can you tell me more, as a CTO and a tech visionary, what do you believe are the most crucial qualities and skills that a tech leader should possess today? How have these qualities helped you in the role at CYPHER Learning?
Well, of course, when I started, I was everything. You start off automatically as CEO. And I think I'm actually a pretty good early stage CEO. So at the beginning, with a small budget, you have to figure out a lot of stuff. You have to figure out legal and sales and marketing and building the technology. But as the company grows, it's really better if you can focus on the thing that you are best at. So I'm really a technology person at heart. And so, for example, we have a president who runs the entire business side of our company, so that even though I am still theoretically CEO, I actually operate primarily as CTO. And so I'm in charge of basically building the product. And I would say, if you're going to be a really good CTO, especially in a smaller company, like we're not IBM, first of all, it's really important to be hands-on. So I still build code. I still do architecture stuff. I don't want to lead a team, but I myself am not able to do what I'm asking people to do for me. So I would say being hands-on is really, really useful. I think another thing is figuring out how to bring things to market quite quickly is useful. You know, there are some people who tend to be ivory tower and everything has to be perfect and you just don't get out to market quick enough. And I think the third thing is it's really important to be following the trends, you know, with great urgency. Like when ChatGPT came out, I knew about it like the next day. And within 1 week, we had formulated the strategy. And the week after that, we had started prototyping the first AI feature of our system. So you always want to be surfing the net, reading the Twitter feeds, listening to the podcast, of course, and always knowing what's coming.
Of course, absolutely. So you have to be updated, especially with the technology. And without a doubt about new technology, AI appears to be a big buzzword in learning and development these days. How do you see AI changing the way we train employees, especially when personalized programs have traditionally been so expensive and time consuming?
Yeah, I mean, so one of the things that's really good about generative AI, because I guess it's a kind of AI, is that it can create really good content from scratch. It's not copying and pasting. It's literally generating it from its own circuitry, if you like. And it can generate it in a very targeted, personalized fashion. And there wasn't really any easy way to do that before. I'll give you a simple example. Let's just say that I'm talking with an AI and the AI knows that I really like playing the keyboard, which I do. And then I ask it a question about physics. Now, it could teach me some aspect of physics based on the way that electronic keyboards work or physical keyboards work. So in other words, it's tailoring information very specifically to me. And so one of the things that generative AI opens up is the ability for people to learn in a way that's hyper-personalized. Not just, oh, Graham speaks English, so I'm going to deliver it in English. I'm talking about everything that it knows about me, it can personalize to, which is completely impossible unless you hire a private tutor for everything, and that private tutor knows everything about you. And, you know, people obviously can't afford that. So one, not all of the benefits, but one of them is a very, very personalized 24/7 experience.
That sounds ideal. I mean, understanding the affordability of personalized approach. So how do companies balance this personalized approach with keeping training cost under control? I mean, to ensure that personalized learning experience offered by CYPHER Learning.
I mean, so AI reduces the cost of learning. It's not either or. It's like by using AI, you can dramatically lower the cost of learning, whether it's in a corporation or in a school environment. I'll just give you an example. So the first AI feature, but certainly not the last, we're working on some really cool stuff right now that has nothing to do with course creation. But the first thing we focused on is how can we dramatically lower the cost of building a course? And I used to teach at UT Dallas. I ran a business, so I've got a very good idea of how much time and energy it took me to build a course. So the industry standard is 300 hours and $15,000 to create a typical course. And we're talking about not just a PowerPoint slide. We're talking about gamification and skills alignment and videos and imagery, etc. So using the CYPHER Copilot, which is built into our platform, you could build 80% of a course in 5 minutes for a total cost of less than $10. And it does an amazing job. Like I could build you a course right now on anything that you mention, and it would blow your mind. And so it creates this starting point, which is already excellent. And then you just go in and make any edits, modifications, changes, additions you want. And so we're saving people, $12,000, $13,000 per course using AI. So there's one example where AI can, help businesses control their bottom line a lot.
That's really interesting. I mean, saving is what every customer is looking for. So, in a recent Forbes article, you talked about the positive impacts of AI in learning and development, but you also mentioned the need to manage expectations. So, can you share some practical strategies companies can use to ensure their AI implementation is realistic and delivers results?
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you our philosophy. So the first part of our philosophy with the Cypher platform is that we want to shield whoever is using these AI functions from having to know anything about AI at all. So some people think that, oh, if I'm going to start using AI, I need to learn about prompts and bias and all this kind of stuff. You don't. Okay. So if you were to build a course in our system, pops up a form, asks you a bunch of questions, and then you say go, and it does it all behind the scenes. So that's one thing is if you're going to use AI, try and use it in a way that doesn't require you to learn all about the intricacies of prompt engineering and all the rest of it. Another thing is people are quite concerned about the AI making mistakes. And they do occasionally make mistakes. So one of the things that we do, which I think is an industry first, is we use another AI, a different one, to check what the first AI generates. So we call it AI Crosscheck. And it works really well. So for example, I built a course on Doctor Who, which is one of my favorite TV shows when I was a kid. And one of the sections that it generated, it referred to the name of the program as DR, which is short for Doctor, DR Who. And then the second AI said, actually, the first AI made a little mistake there. The TV show is actually spelled out Doctor, DOCTOR, not just DR. So using the second AI completely automatically hugely reduces the final burden, because the final burden is still ultimately on a human expert to do the fine, make sure everything is correct, make the changes, add anecdotes, move things around. But I would say using an AI cross-check, which is unique to our system, gives you another level of confidence that you're not going to be creating also a bunch of mistakes in it. And I think the third thing is that I don't think that using an AI for 100% of the course would be a good idea at all. Like whenever I taught, one of the reasons people liked my teaching style was because I used a lot of anecdotes, a lot of humor, some cool projects, like that people could tell this course was made by Graham, not by an AI. So I recommend to everyone, use the AI to do the drudgery, to do the heavy lifting, but then you, the human, go in and you humanize it and make it yours. So that's how I personally use AI all the time. It's not the end product. It gets me like 80% of the way there.
Of course, absolutely. And even I read one of your articles which clearly said that treat AI like a friend, not a foe. And of course, AIs are there to simplify the work because humans are very crucial.
Yeah, because you don't want humans to get lazy and they're like, oh, I just hit the button and I teach the course. No. We don't want humans to be like, we want humans to be working hard, but use the AI to get rid of a lot of the drudgery.
Absolutely so true. So looking ahead, what exciting trends do you see shaping the future of L&D? What are some future initiatives and development we can expect in the near future?
Well, I can't speak for all L&D, of course. I would say that L&D is quickly understanding the fact that AI can help them a lot. And I give a lot of webinars, especially through chapters like ATD, which is the biggest one in the United States, Association for Talent Development. And everyone that I show, here's how quickly you could build a course using AI, they're very excited. They're not hesitant. They see like this is a clear benefit. But I think like one of the things that we're working on right now is using generative AI to directly assist the learner. So, some people think of it as being like an AI tutor or an AI teaching assistant. You can call it what you want. But the general idea is there's a lot of things that you want to learn right away that you don't have time or you don't have the desire to take a course. Like if every time you said, oh, I wonder, let me design a logo or something, you're not going to take a 3-hour course on how to design a logo. You're going to go into Google and, or ask ChatGPT. So people's expectations are they should be able to learn things really quickly. So CYPHER right now is working on technology to use generative AI to be able to assist learners in things that they want to know right now. So we view it like course generation is really useful because a lot of people do want more formal, structured learning. And we already have the best in the world for that. Now we're working on best in the world for using AI to teach people directly if that's the way that they want to learn. And you've probably heard about agent technology. So we're very focused right now on agent technology, not just basic generative AI.
Absolutely. And that brings me to the final question before we wrap up, and that's on a personal note, Graham. So, I heard the journey, you're an innovator, you're a visionary person. So, Graham, what's next for you? Like, what's the next chapter for you?
Well, it's agents. You know, I've actually been involved in agents now for over 20 years. If you go to my LinkedIn, you know, one of my companies, we built the world's first mobile agent framework. So, and what I think about an agent is something that is constantly trying to help you. And it's not just reactive, it's proactive. So the agent knows what your goals are, it knows about you, and it tries to help you achieve your goals, which is not the same as just sitting down and ChatGPT. Like if I say to ChatGPT, hey, let's meet every Wednesday at 3 p.m. and look through my current learning status, it's going to go, huh? Because ChatGPT doesn't have this concept of long-term planning. But a layer above just, you know, basic AI, if you want to call it that, is agent technology where agents will constantly trying to help you proactively. So we're putting a lot of effort right now into agent technology. And I guarantee you over the next 6 to 9 months, that's going to be the big thing just in general. So I think we're kind of a little bit ahead of the game there.
So, Graham, I really enjoyed hosting you on our podcast today at Tuesdays with Trailblazers. And thank you all of you for joining us today. If you enjoyed this episode, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to leave a review. Also, don't forget to check out CYPHER Learning, which offers game-changing training and learning solutions for businesses, educational institutions, and entrepreneurs around the world. Until next time, stay tuned with TechEdge AI for more insights into all things AI and technology. Till we meet again, signing off, your host Bhakti. Thank you.